Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
So we've all heard a lot in the news recently about drones and how they're going to change our lives. Amazon wants to use drones to deliver your packages. Facebook is going to use drones to beam down the internet. And our team at Raptor Maps, we are going to use drones to feed the world. Each year, $1.4 trillion of crops are planted, yet a third of that is lost to disease, pests, and other predatory insects. To stop the onslaught, crop scouts walk fields and inspect crops by hand, but they can't reach it all. Our team at Raptor Maps has developed a solution. We have created an unmanned aerial vehicle which we fly and operate to pinpoint crop damage from above. Using our unmanned aircraft, we use our proprietary imaging system and take the information that we collect, process it, and deliver analytical tools to our clients, which enables them to apply it in the fields, target chemical applications, which reduces the impact on the environment and improves crop yields. We are Raptor Maps.
All right. Thank you. Thanks, Forrest. So, as Forrest mentioned, we're vertically integrated. We own everything from the sensor all the way to the analytics platform. But who's paying us for our services? Well, farmers need pesticides, but Monsanto, DuPont, Syngenta, they're far too large to sell directly to the farmers. They rely on agrochemical distributors, and it's these distributors that come out to the field. They scout maybe 200 or 300 acres of land, so that's about 300 football fields of crops that can be about this tall, to make decisions about thousands of acres. For the first time ever, Raptor Maps enables 100% coverage. We pinpoint crop damage and direct these experts to where they're needed the most. We drastically increase their efficiency and consequently their margins. Fewer pesticides are sprayed and the farmers lose less crops. But it's not just these agrochemical distributors. For example, state governments are mandated to track pests. They literally pay fleets of school children to go out and walk the fields during the summer. And professional crop scouts and ag marketers, they're paid by the acre by farmers. They need access to the best data possible, and Raptor Maps is far superior to satellite imagery. We provide 10 times the resolution, and we fly underneath the cloud layer. Most importantly, we don't limit them to 1 or 2 snapshots per growing season. We let them see how their fields are evolving over time. And the more data we collect, the more exponentially valuable it becomes. This leads us to commodities and large agribusiness. So for example, commodities traders will fly from Brazil, Singapore, New York City. They will literally get their loafers dirty in the field for a couple days to measure corn at the edge of a field, because that little bit of extra information can result in a huge windfall for them. So precision agriculture is the future, and Raptor Maps is delivering smart analytics. We're out there every single week taking multispectral data. We have exclusive access to this data that we can combine with soil maps and weather maps. By working with the scouts, we can recommend the best remedies for fields and, more importantly, gauge their effectiveness. All right. It's like Ocean's 11. There we go. All right. So, where do we begin? We have 10 million acres of high-value crops, and you're probably wondering, why aren't you starting with the 300 million acres of field crops? But these crops, apples, potatoes, grapes, they cost thousands of dollars per acre to grow, and they're tightly monitored. This is the best place for Raptor Maps to start because it allows us to start providing value from day one. As we expand, we can make our way into field crops, corn, soybeans, wheat. These are traded at volumes of billions of bushels every single month. So there are 3.7 billion acres of cropland in the world, and although the population is increasing, this number is not. Raptor Maps has the team in place to do something about this. Forrest is our safety and systems engineering expert. I led a team funded by the Gates Foundation to use drones to deliver emergency medical supplies. And Eddie, our software engineer, has also successfully launched 3 startups. Together, we work with large agribusiness, financial companies, state governments, ag chem producers, and most importantly, the growers and scouts in the fields to ensure that we have the team in place to feed the world. Thank you.
So, judges have questions. Judges, questions?
Do you have data usage rights? And if so, how do you intend to use that data?
Yeah, that's a great question. So right now, the people who are out there scouting the field, the ag chem distributors, they have the right to be out there and collect data. And they have a very good relationship with the growers. So that is the channel that we would want to take. We want to make sure that they fully understand what we're doing out in the field and that we have the permission to use that aggregate data.
What do you consider to be your greatest competitive advantage?
Yeah, our greatest competitive advantage is that we own both the source of our data, which is exclusive to us, and our analytics platform. So other analytics companies are just looking at publicly available data, but we can get this data in the whole pipeline to deliver a product that no one else can deliver. Also, our business plan of who we're targeting and working directly with the crop scouts puts us ahead and provides us extra data that we can feed into our analytics algorithms.
More questions? Maybe time for one more?
You talked about aggregating your data with other data. Can you expound on that a little bit more in terms of the value proposition that you see by combining the wealth of information that you have?
Absolutely. So one example is we've spoken with growers out in the field, and they said, you know, after a large rainfall, we have to be particularly vigilant because this is the time when blight is most prevalent. So by incorporating that data, we can say, well, after a rainfall, we need to fine-tune our algorithm to be a little bit more sensitive.